Are you coming back to school with me? We could have done it all so easily.
Hi, my name is Craig Thompson Wood. I'm your host on Teaching with Board Games. And here today with a new segment which I'm going to be doing. And this is one of the reasons why I always say I love to hear from the viewers, because you give me so many great ideas. For one, there's just so many games out there that I can't possibly know them all. So to get your thoughts and advice and input on some games which you think would be great for the channel is absolutely invaluable to me. I'm finding a lot of great games that way. Second of all, I sometimes just get some great ideas for what I can do with the channel. One of the viewers had asked me, is it possible that I could maybe talk about some pencil and paper games and things which people can create at home, which, because sometimes board games can be a little bit expensive, and I totally get it. So that's going to be a new part of this channel now, where I'm going to be doing episodes looking just at games we can make on our own from materials we have at home, or some simple pencil and paper games. So join me today as we take a look at memory cards made by you. Now you'll notice at the beginning of the video I had a quick thing scrolling up of all the skills that you can be seeing in this game. This is something that I used to do in some of my older videos, and at some point somewhere along the line I got a little bit lazy and I stopped doing it. It just kind of fell out of my mind. I just stopped thinking about it, even that I had done that. And I had just this past week have done a podcast with Meg Grooms with the Game Schooling for Game School Academy, and she was talking about, I love the fact that you do that. I actually haven't done it for a while. I did this on my earlier videos, so definitely now that I've, again, getting that viewer input feedback, it's something I think once she said it, I kind of knew it's one of those things I should have kept doing. I should never have stopped. So I am going to get back to doing that again now. So this is, in future videos, and maybe I'll even go back and look at maybe adding those skills to the previous videos. So if there's certain games that you're interested in and might like to know about what skills are involved, what skills are being learned through the play of that game, then I will, like I say, retroactively maybe be going back and adding those to the comment sections of some of those videos. But moving forward now, let's take a look at the memory game made by you. So for these games, for when I'm doing talking about the games you can make by yourself at home, I'm not going to go into a report card for them, because obviously cost is not an issue. I guess we could talk about fun and things like that, but I leave that for you to decide. We're just going to get right into the how to do them, and then you decide if it's something that you think fits your needs for your particular situation. So this is one I actually made up a while ago. I was tutoring a student and had the idea to do this to help them learn their math facts, and it went over pretty well, and I've actually just kept them over the years because it took a little bit of effort to make, so I thought I might as well hold on to them. But what I have here is I have memory cards, and I divided them into two sets. So one side has the questions, the other side has answers. And so when I put them, when I show you, I'm going to show you how the game looks. I will do the overhead view and give you a sample of what the game might look like as you play it. But this one was done to help the student with their multiplication facts. And so the must have been grade 5 or above, because I'm seeing here that it's 9 times 12. So in Canadian curriculum, or Ontario curriculum of Canada, we students go up to the 12 times tables in grade 5. So so we have like 9 times 12, 6 times 12, 5 times 9. I just have a whole bunch of different math facts in here, and on the other side we have answers. So there's like 48, 24, 35, 42, and so on. Now, what's kind of interesting with this, what I thought was kind of a neat thing that came about with this, is that when you have the questions on this side, there's not like one card. There's not just one card that will match it necessarily. In some cases it will. Like if the answer here is 42, unless I had like a 21 times 2 card or something, which I don't, then there's only going to be the 6 times 7, which will be the answer for that. But say I have the 48. Well, I could have the 6 times 8, or I could have the 12 times 4. So any of those cards will match it. So it just depends on which of the multiplication match you find for the answer match first, and it doesn't matter, because as long as there will be, if I'm having a 12 times 4 and a 6 times 8, then there is going to be two 48s in the answer pile. And that's it. So for this, what I did is I made it with cue cards, which I got from the dollar store. If you kind of hold it up to the light, you can see the lines through the cue cards, but it's blank on both sides, and that's because I glued all the cue cards together before I cut them into their shapes. So that was part of what took the little bit of extra time. It just makes it that much sturdier, gives it a more solid feel and more durable. So I think, to me, it is worth that extra time to put into it, because you're going to take the time to make them. Might as well put a little more extra time into it and have it last longer. I mean, these cards, they're not like Bakelite or anything like that, but they're fairly durable, and I mean, they've lasted me for years. And so I feel that the time I put into making them that much more durable has paid off, because, like I said, they've lasted. Now, one thing I would like to suggest with this too, I mean, what I've shown you here is just multiplication facts. I mean, you could easily adapt this to any of your basic math facts, the addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. But I don't think it would be too far of a stretch of an imagination to really apply this to just about any field of study that you want to do. In preparing for the video, I started challenging myself, thinking what would be some of the craziest things I could do with this kind of memory game. And I'm thinking, if I'm a high school student studying like the political structures of different countries, well, I could have different types of government structures or government systems, communism, totalitarianism, democracy, constitutional monarchy, all those different types of governments that are out there in the world, and then I could have a whole bunch of different countries. And then again, it's not only a case of matching the country with the right one, you have to know that it's the right one. You have to understand, this country is this kind of government. And that could be, if that is something you're studying. Different parts of the human body, and talking about, maybe organs and things, and you have the organs on one side, then you have different body systems on the other side. I mean, there's just all kinds of different things. Like I said, really, if you put your mind to it, I imagine that you could do, I want to say just about anything with it, but I'm sure there's going to be things which aren't going to translate as well. I think it might be hard to do, like, calculus, trigonometry, some of those higher level functioning math things. But I'm sure people out there, could surprise me and figure out some ways to do something like that. The point being is that it's a very versatile system, a very inexpensive system, because you are making it yourself. And it can suit your needs because you are making it yourself. And one of the nice things too is that it's the kind of game that can be played independently as well. So if the student is an independent, self-motivated learner, they could always just set up the game by themselves and play on their own rather than playing against somebody else. But playing with that other person can also help for any of the discussions if you're getting to some of those larger things. Like I said, that example, that crazy example there of the political systems with which country, and just conferring as to what country has what system, and checking to make sure the answers are correct, etc. But it's, like I say, simple, easy, and best of all, cheap, because it's made by you. So this would be a standard setup for memory cards made by you. I have my question cards on the one side, and these are equals. They're not little 11s, they're equal signs. So these, are where the questions are, and I flip them over and put them back down here, and the equals on this side. So that way you have the two divisions between the questions and the answers. I just put out a random sampling here, and I'm hoping I'm able to find answers to these questions. But what you're going to do is just going to start off with a question, so like 5 times 11, and then you're looking at an answer, so 45. So you have to ask yourself, is 5 times 11 45? Well, no, it's not, so they go back down, but you're remembering the positions of those cards. So then I go over here, 6 times 4 is not 45, it's not 90 either, though. Okay, and 9 times 8, 36, no, oh, wait, we had, oh, 6 times 4. I was thinking 9 times 4. I was too many 9s. Okay, well, 6 times 4. I might as well look for something different. 44, no. Okay, I'm not seeing any matches yet. 4 times 7, haven't seen a 28, did I? I saw 20. No, what was that one? Oh, 9 times 8. Oh dear. Okay, not being very successful. 4 times 12. We had a 48, right? No, we had a 45. 81. And in this one I wrote 81, the words 81 underneath it, just to show that that's an 81, not an 18. Okay, well, hopefully when you play, you're more successful than I am. 9 times 6. Didn't I already have a 9 times? Yeah, because I got a... Oh, 9 times 6. Might as well look again. 36. No. 80. Oh, 81. 81. Yay! Okay, so I got my match. So when you get your match, then you go, and you can play by whatever house rules you want, whether everybody takes one turn and move on, or you can play the rule where you get a match, you get a free turn again. Or, as I said, if you're playing solo, you can just keep playing until you match them all. But it's just it's working with your math facts. It's just a little more fun way of doing it. It's one of those ways we can encourage the learning of these facts without just doing flashcards or something a little more boring. This way, there is some game element to it, and that is memory cards made by you. Let me take you to my final thoughts. So that's all for the memory game made by you episode. And if you have any questions about this or any thoughts or suggestions, please leave me that message in the comment section below, because you know what? I love hearing from the viewers. I really do. And I love to hear if you've done anything like this. What have you done with it? Maybe something, especially if you've done something beyond the, like I say, the standard, basic math facts or something. What else have you? How else have you applied this memory game system to a different kind of learning? I would love to hear about that. I would love to get some comments and discussion going about how else you have applied this to a learning or a teaching that you have done in your past. If you're new to the channel, then what I'm doing is I am doing content on a weekly basis where I'm looking at gamification, game-based learning, and how to make education fun, how to engage learners through play. And my whole mantra is I teach the way I wish I was taught, because I just feel that I would have been a much better student had I learned this way. And so I try to incorporate this as much as possible into my practice. And I am actually a professional teacher with the Peel District School Board in Ontario, Canada, and have been for like the last 20 years. If this sounds like something that would interest you, then please do remember to hit like and subscribe down below. It really makes me happy when I see the subscriber base growing, knowing that I'm just reaching more people and being able to help more people with the recycling of ideas and things that I'm getting from other people, as well as the ideas and thoughts I have on my own. I do have a few ideas of my own too. That's going to wrap it up for today's episode. Until next time, I am Craig Thompson Wood, the host on Teaching with Board Games, saying thank you for coming to the classroom.
Are you coming back to school with